Hello and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are looking to substantially increase your caseload in the next 6 months, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy. Welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. I hope you guys are having a rockin' week thus far. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about websites, specifically your website. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mr. Lawyer. Yes, you, the law firm owner. I want to talk to you about 4 things that the best law firm websites have in common. And when I say best, I'm not talking about the way they look, and we'll get into that a little bit now. I'm talking about high functioning. High functioning for me means a website that converts visitors into cases, period. Okay. Now we had a discussion on an episode, a while back about, we had a discussion, about landing pages, and that's great when you're going to be doing some lead generation type of, activities, whether you're going to be some Facebook ads, some Google ads, et cetera, great. Use some landing pages. None of that stuff will apply to what I'm going to talk to you about today. Although they have some criteria that you need to meet. When if you remember that episode, look it up on my. If you subscribe to it, you should see it when I talk about landing pages. This is more about the structure of your website. And there are common things that there are websites that convert very well. Almost to the point where you don't even need landing pages. That's how well. I've seen that. And which is great if you don't have to pay for ads and they're just going to your site and it's built so great that it's converting like gangbusters and you don't need to do it. That is super duper great. But there are so many out there that are not structured or configured that way that I wanted to create this episode to go in there and let's just talk about it. Now, there are some basics. Now, what I'm about to talk to you about right now, I'm not going to get into the meat of the topic yet. I want to go talk to you about the basics first before I get to the meat of the topic. Okay, so the basics is definitely you want, a unique but simple visual design. Okay. You don't want to look, because you want to be branded, you don't want to look like everyone else. You don't want to be all flashy and all that stuff, but you want a unique but visual, design. Something that's appealing to the eye. Okay. That is going to differentiate you from your competitor. So that's very, very key. You want another thing that you want is that you want a site that showcases your firm's services. Now, I know you probably think, Frank, that's obvious. But I'm telling you this because I cannot begin to tell you how many websites I've come across that don't showcase the law firm services at all. But you have that's digital marketing 101, basically. And you want to have clear answers to your customers. Have a FAQ page, if you will. Have a blog. Blog provides tremendous answers to your visitors. Hint on a blog. If there are a couple of discussions that you're having over and over and over again with your potential customers and your customers, hint, that's a great blog post that people will actually go out, find it, and go, oh. And then when they come in, you've already answered their question, but now it's just terms of, can you help them now with what their specific issue/need is. So, provide some clear answers to the customers on your website. Again, this is not this is not the meat of what I'm talking about. This is just some preliminary stuff, and I'll get to the meat. Now, aside from the FAQ section that can do it, and a blog, video content is good. If you can have some video content on your website, that's great. That usually works very well. And have a very detailed practice areas page or pages. The reason I'm saying it, I would prefer to see, because a lot of times people say, a lot of times attorneys, you'll have practice areas and you lump up everything in one page. That's okay. But it's better if you can separate it out, especially if you're driving SEO traffic. Okay. And this is what we're talking about here. Basically, the 4 elements are all based on an SEO because that's what converts. Okay. So that's, let me see what, before I go into the meat again, I do want to talk about another thing is, a good design also talks about, directing your clients or the potential client or into what the next steps are. I've seen this again and again and again where people think that the assumption is, well, if they're interested, they'll call, but there's no direction to it. I'm stating the obvious. You should just take my word for it and make sure that there's some sort of direction that's made throughout the website. Okay. Book a consultation. Learn more here. Things like that is driving the visitor to the next step. And it basically gives them a great experience on your website, if that makes sense. So, without further ado, I am going to tell you what the 4 things that the best law firm websites have in common. Aside from those basics, they all have that. But here's the thing. Here's what differentiates. Let's say you're a website, you're a law firm and you have a great website and you have those things I just mentioned. But you do not have the 4 things I'm about to mention. The people who have both rock it out all the time. This is why I want to single it out and I want to show you something that I think you'll like and I think you'll think is really cool. All right, here it is. Number 1, content. And not just content. I'm talking about high quality content. The reason I'm bringing that up is because it's important to raise your search engine rankings. And it actually gives a user a positive experience when you have high quality content. Okay? Because what happens is that when they visit your website content, now before let me tell you about high quality content before I move on with the example I was about to say. Content is considered to be images, title tags, descriptions, and video. Okay. So high quality, meaning it's something that it actually helps the person coming. Now, I want to give you some tips to help you produce the content. So, this will help you out further. Okay. I just don't want to say content and just leave it like that. You want to create content that answers questions of potential clients. Again, I gave you a little bit of a tip before. You could put that in your blog, but you could also put that in your main page content.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, attorney, are you running a lot of digital ads or maybe even SEO, Facebook ads, etc., and you're not getting the results that you're hoping for? Have you been trying to generate leads online, and although you are getting some results, you're thinking, man, something's got to be wrong because I should be getting a lot more attention? Well, if that's you, I want to help you out. Give us a call, 888-416-7752. I'd love to sit down, find out a little bit more about your business, and see if we can help you. Now, even before you do that and before we sit down and talk, I'd love for you to go to our website, lbmsllc.com. Once you type that, you're going to see on the top right-hand corner of the page a little green button that says Free Online Report. I want you to click on that button, fill out the form, and you will be emailed within 24 hours a free online report as to see exactly what's going on in your business, how are you showing up online, and that's the first step to be able to decipher exactly what's going on in your business. So if you would love a free analysis and to help us to get you to the next level, take that action right now. Download the free online report, and that will be the first step. Then give us a call at 888-416-7752, and we will schedule some time together. So with that, I'm going to bring you right back to the show. Of your practice area. If your law firm deals with, say, family law, create a content related topic with, marriage dissolution, guardianship, name changes, or other related branches like that. Okay, these are things, I'm just giving you some ideas. These are things that have come up with clients of mine, so I just want to bring that up as well. So that's important. Another example is ensure that your copy is optimized for keywords all the time. It's going to help you rank high on the search engines when you do that. So you want to use keyword tools to find what the ideal keywords are for that topic. So, marriage dissolution, guardianship, and all that stuff that we mentioned before. You want to find out what are those keywords. You just use the tools to help you. You don't have to do this, by yourself, and you don't want to guess. You also want to create different content, that centers around a particular keyword. So, for example, let's say a keyword is personal injury lawyer in New Jersey, right? You want to create content featuring the services of that offer. Another content could be the benefits of hiring a personal injury lawyer, or how much services cost exactly, et cetera, et cetera. So that is what high value, high quality content is. It's really driving home the answers to a lot of questions that your clients have. Period. But when it's high quality, you want to make it high quality in terms of their consumption, because they're going to say, oh, wow, this really answers the question. But it's also high quality for the search engines, and because that's what makes conversions. And we've talked about that on the show before. I don't want to, reiterate that, but that's very important. So that's number one. Content. Number two is backlinks. The internet is a never-ending source of high-quality content. You will never, ever, ever say, "Oh, I can't find any content." Okay, so this is something that I always question. How do search engines determine when content is good, right? Because people question that to me. People have questioned that. And, I'm going to give you the answer. One of the factor of high quality is high quality backlinks, basically. Okay. And again, backlinks, these are links on other websites that direct traffic to yours. That's what it is. If you have a high quality backlink from high quality content, you're going to get that's the best backlink from a high quality content. You're going to get better rankings. Okay. When other high authority websites links to your site, it just tells the search engine that you must be a trustworthy source, period. That's the only reason why we're getting backlinks. Okay. And know that, and it makes it, the search engines are telling the user that you know what you're doing, basically, by giving you that link. Okay. Most high quality backlinks, most high quality content won't give a link to a site that's not high quality. So this is why the first step is content, high quality content. Then you're going to go and get some high quality backlinks to the site. Okay. It's just going to increase your credibility. And it's going to just translate into higher rankings on the search engine results. Period. That's the game. That's number 2. Number 3 is local SEO. So beyond getting all the backlinks, okay, there is another way to improve your online visibility. You can actually increase exposure to your in your area by improving the local SEO. You just want to make sure that your business contact information show up all over the internet. And I want to give you some places where your contact information are better for local SEO. Legal directories. We talked about legal directories a few episodes ago. So you may want to listen to that. It wasn't last week, it was probably the week before. We talked about legal directories, but this is one thing that's going to boost up your local SEO. Just Google My Business Profile. A lot of people think, hey, I got a business, I got to Google My Business Profile. Why aren't I showing up, all over it? I have it. That's not enough. You got to be in other directories. You got to be on legal directories. Okay. And I gave a whole episode on it earlier, a few weeks ago. Listen to that and get on those directories. And another example is social media platforms. Now, remember, and I'm talking about Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. Now, remember, these platforms are not really for lead generation. It's just for online presence. How do you show up online for a local SEO perspective? Okay. That key. Very, very key. So you got to understand that law firms, that give attention to local SEO have a higher chance of getting clients, period. It's just the way it's been working. We talked about that already a few weeks ago, like I said. Anyway, so that's local SEO. Last but not least, let's talk about technical SEO. What I mean by technical SEO is one of the most critical factor of having any kind of website SEO performance. Okay. And what I mean by technical SEO, I'm going to get into that in a second, but technical SEO actually relates to how search engine friendly your website is. Okay. I know that sounds simple. It's probably the hardest to achieve, unfortunately, because the other two the other three, we talked about, you can probably do. Content, backlinks. Backlinks, I could argue, because it's hard to get high quality content high quality backlinks, unless you're really, really in the know of where to get it. But let's just put that in there because it's something that you can do. You just got to expend some time. Local SEO is another thing. I mean, again, it takes time to do it, but you can do it. The technical SEO piece, outsource that 100%. I think you should outsource all of them. Obviously, that's my opinion. Because you're an attorney, you want to be, representing your clients. You don't want to be messing around with this stuff. But technical SEO, you definitely need to outsource because it's it sounds simple, but it's the hardest to achieve. And most law firms hire professional services to handle this because, it makes no sense to do it. To look on the internet and try to figure it out yourself. It really makes no sense. Now, I want to give you some suggestions of how it will help you. Suggestions how help you with the technical SEO. Number one is you want to ensure that your website follows the guidelines provided by Google. Google has this huge guideline thing of technical SEO that you got to follow in order for you to rank, in order for you to be considered ranking, etc., etc. Look that up. You can Google it. And it'll come up. It's huge document, but it's helpful for following those guidelines, and it'll help you with the technical SEO. Number two, you want to aim for fast load time. You want to shoot for 2.5 seconds or less, if possible. Following some of the guidelines that Google provides is going to help that, but there are some times that it doesn't work because a lot of that load time has to do with your server speed, has to do with how many images you have, the weight of the images. It's a lot of details in there, but you just want to aim for 2.5 seconds. Okay. Number three is your website should be mobile friendly and responsive to different screen sizes. That should probably be number one, actually. But I put number one as to follow the guidelines for Google because it's going to show you exactly a roadmap of what you need to do. But this is very important. Mobile friendly and responsiveness is very important on a website. As a matter of fact, I would say if you're going to redesign your website, make sure that you have mobile first in mind. So build a mobile version of the website first, then you build a desktop version. Just my advice here. Last and definitely not least, easy navigation is important. Okay, you want to make sure that visitors can easily find the page they are looking for. But not only that, since we're talking about technical SEO, I want to talk about sitemap because that's how the search engines navigate your website. So you want to have a sitemap in your website as an important piece for the search engine. So one is for the user, for the actual visitor, and the other one is for the search engines. Okay, so that is about it, folks. Those are the four core things that the best law firm websites have in common. It's all about content, backlinks, local SEO, because they do have stuff outside, and of course, technical SEO. If you have any questions about this, folks, don't hesitate to reach out. 888-416-7752. You can also send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com. And that's about it. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys like this episode. Do me a favor. If you did like it, share it with someone you think will benefit from it, because that way we'll get to spread our wings on this show. So this has been it for the show. Until next week, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. Take care and bye for now. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you would like to know more about the topic we discussed on the show today, reach out to Frank and his team at 888-416-7752 and schedule a discovery call with one of the marketing consultants. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, send an email to podcast@lbmsllc.com and we will put you on the schedule. With that being said, until next week, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.